Dr. Susan Spillman here. How can we work with adults with the Fast Track for Kids cards? That is a big question for many of us, and I want to share my experience about that. I've worked quite a number of times with women who have overwhelming feelings, primarily sadness. Overwhelming feelings, and they're so overwhelmed they can hardly function. They're crying. They're just stuck, really, in this feeling of sadness. And when I've done Fast Track for Kids with them around this issue, okay, a very current issue, immediate issue for them, their sadness, their depression, whatever label we use, they've been able to get quite a bit of distance on their situation. I mean, it doesn't cure the situation, it doesn't cure the problem, of course, but what happens is it gives them a certain amount of distance on what's going on for them. When we do the clearings, when they talk about what all is bringing on these feelings, and then do the clearings, it gives them this distance that at the end of the session, they say things like, oh, I can see more now what I need to do next, that kind of thing. So for me, this has been great. It's a kind of a one-shot deal, not that they're going to be doing Fast Track for Kids a lot, but it's kind of an immediate way to help them feel better and to start them on their path of whatever else they need to do. So that's one way that I found it really, really super helpful. Another way is that if people are interested in inner child work and are fairly aware, they're aware of their inner child, they may have already quite a bit of awareness of what ages are problematic for them, that kind of thing, then also we can do the kids cards for the inner child at that age. And people engage very, very easily. The people who are aware engage very, very easily in this and can release some of those old issues. And I've done this for myself and also had it done for me around inner child issues. And it's been very, very helpful to me personally and others as well. So that's another way that I think find it really helpful. And then another way, and this happened just today again, and that is with people who are not so aware. They know they have kind of problems in their life, but they're not really aware of how they're related to early issues. But they're kind of curious about it to see how it might be related. And so what we did today was so interesting because the woman had actually quite a hard time getting in touch with the feelings of her younger self. And you could tell, I could tell, and she could also tell that the feelings were there. They were there, but she couldn't bring them up, And this is partly because she just has never done this kind of work before. She's new to this kind of thing. So we played around with it with the kids' cards. We picked one age to start with that seemed, a significant age, but she really couldn't get into that, so we went to just a slightly older age, and she could get into it a little bit more. And the most important thing, actually, from this session, from my point of view, is that she could see how these issues were related to her current situation. So even though she couldn't really access them totally, or as fully as many people do, she got a glimpse of it as to what would be helpful to her. And so it will help her move on as we do more sessions to keep exploring these inner child issues and how they're related to her current triggers. That's really the issue that we were looking at, how these early issues are the triggers that she has now. And so anyway, these are thoughts I've had about working with kids. Of course, not everyone can do this. I mean, you have to be somewhat of an experienced therapist to do this. So it's not something that is for everyone to do, but it is something that for those of us who are experienced therapists, it's a great asset to be able to do this. Okay, thanks. Bye.